Hi, bro.
Hi,
What's your name, man?
David Mugisha.
This is David Mugisha. David, where are you from?
I'm from Burundi, in East Africa,
Yeah, sure. This is the Burundian guy from Bujumbura, East Africa. David, for how long have you been here in Egypt?
So almost 4 years now.
Okay, David is almost 4 years here. Otherwise, David, I'm just trying to check on the African students that I will find over here. I'm trying to let them know about certain developments that are happening within the continent. For example, as of recent, 5 African countries have so far agreed to relieve visa restrictions. And what's your take on that? You think it's a good idea?
Yeah, I can't, it's a double-edged sword. Like, maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not, because it depends on the interest of a country. Like, if you restrict visa for reason like for security, it's good. But if you want to let a free market, or you want to open border for to let to let your country be attracted by investors, that sounds like a good idea. So there is a lot of pros and cons that can be involved in that question. Yeah, it depends on interest of a country. If you say, for example, like a country like Burundi, let's say like it open visa for free. Say that it started as for visa entry is visa free for any Chinese. That sound like one directed relationship, because who will gain more? Of course, Burundians, because they will beneficiate. Like, but if you say like Chinese are the ones who say like we open visa for everybody, every Burundians, or then they will regret so much, because all Burundians will want to go and migrate to China. Yeah, it's depend like.
That's unfiltered view, from this friend of mine from Bujumbura. Otherwise, my second question would be, what's your take on Africa Agenda 2063?
Can you describe it a little bit?
Africa Agenda 2063, the glimpse of it is that by the year 2063, Africa will be kind of fully integrated. It means that Africa will be fully visa free. We will be talking of something like the United States of Africa. Now we're in the year 2023. We are remaining with 4 years to reach that period. Do you think we're in the right track?
What do you mean, like by United African countries? Like,
just something like the United States of Africa. The United States of America, right?
Pan-Africanism,
And for like one currency, visa free. There will be states. There will not be countries.
By the end of
by the year 2063, 40 years from now.
3, I think it's quite. There's a lot of things to when you are talking about, like, if you take an example of European Union. In order to forge that union, it took them centuries, and it's not something like you fix an objective for 10 years and then you just that's it. No, it's so complicated, because there are a lot of divisions. Like, how can I say, they could, like, if you compare the GDP per capita for Egypt, and compare to a GDP per capita for like Lesotho or any let's say poorest country in Africa, how can you form an union when there is no correlation of value or interest? Or it's very I'm just trying to be reasonable. I think
Sure.
the union is possible, but it will take so long, like maybe a century. I don't know.
A century.
You can't say like 40 years you're going to achieve it. It's so tough, very complicated. But no, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Actually, time will tell. That is a very optimistic Burundian.
Yeah.
Otherwise, bro, as an Africa, what do you think should be done in Africa, in your own view, to make sure that we also punch above our weights, bro?
We all grow up in maybe in countries where like nepotism or corruption is prevalent. So you can't talk about development or any sort of way of achievement without tackling those core issue of virus of corruption, of nepotism. In order to achieve any sort of progress, there is a sacrifice you have to pay.
There is a sacrifice you have to pay in order to achieve
those sort
any
of sacrifice are, to be like tough on crime, to be independent in terms of, I would say, to be more democratic. But democracy doesn't necessarily means Western democracy, but at least to gravitate around the right to, for example, freedom expression.
freedom of expression.
Because freedom expression is something that I can criticize someone like my leader or your president if he's doing something wrong. I can go and demonstrate in the street, but when there is no those kind of rights, everybody is just you do nothing because you'll be fearful about your life, your future, because Africa is Africa, man.
Africa is Africa, bro. Otherwise, this is a very optimistic Burundian. You guys should check on Bujumbura. It's a nice place, and I hope to visit Bujumbura so soon. Otherwise, bro, thanks so much for being part of this program, and thanks so much for your time, bro. Nice to meet you.